In the last 15 minutes, how the Saudi blockade is starving Yemen. In the last half-hour, Air 360 footage from Yemen reveals impact of war on civilians. In the last hour, SaudiLed air raids kill 136 Yemenis in just 11 days. In the last 2 hours, 1,000 days of war in Yemen. 360 UN coalition airstrikes kill 136 in Yemen in 11 days. In the last 4 hours, 7 million on brink of starvation as Yemen marks 1,000 days of conflict. Yemeni rebels fire missile toward Riyadh following deadly Saudi airstrikes 1,000 days into Yemen's forgotten war. NGOs urge action. Houthis fire another missile on Riyadh. Over 130 civilians killed in 11 days in airstrikes in Yemen. Yemen marks 1,000 days of SaudiLed war. Saudis say they downed a HouthiFired missile bound for Riyadh in the last 6 hours. Saudi strikes kill 136 civilians in Yemen. UN says Yemen being pushed ever closer to famine. In the last 8 hours, UN Saudiled airstrikes killed 136 civilians this month. Saudiled airstrikes kill 136 in Yemen in 10 days. UN Saudi airstrikes killed over 130 Yemenis in 11 days as Yemeni children starve. Britain's must speak out. Not in our name. The starvation plan for Yemen. Saudi Arabia intercepts missile from Yemen rebels. Earlier today, Saudis shoot down Houthi missile close to capital. Thousands of Yemenis protest 1,000th day of Saudi Arabia aggression. Saudi Arabia intercepts missile fired by Yemen. Houthi rebel SaudiLed coalition intercepts ballistic missile targeting Riyadh. UN says airstrikes killed at least 115 civilians in Yemen over 11 days. Yemen at least 115 civilians killed in 10 days, 136 killed in SaudiLed strikes on Yemen in just 10 days. UN Saudi Arabia says it intercepts ballistic missile fired from Yemen. UN airstrikes in Yemen kill 136 civilians in 10 days. SaudiLed coalition's airstrikes kill 136 civilians in Yemen. UN says airstrikes killed at least 115 in Yemen over 11 days. Yemen rebels fire missile at Riyadh. Yemeni child recruits undergoing rehab visit Marib's historic dam. Video. Yemeni children are silently starving to death. Press briefing on Yemen and Gaza. SaudiLed airstrikes kill 136 civilians in Yemen. UN SaudiLed airstrikes kill 136 civilians in Yemen. UN. In Yemen, the markets have food, but children are starving to death. Deepening water crisis in Yemen amid severe fuel shortages. Saudi Arabia bombers hit residential area in Yemen, kill more civilians. Yemeni children are silently starving to death. Yemen ravaged by years of war and famine. Clarissa Ward reflections from Yemen. US urges renewed food and humanitarian aid deliveries for Yemen. Western leaders told to stop stoking the flames of war in Yemen yesterday inside Sana'a, a city of fear, hunger and Houthi repression. Deputy Secretary Sullivan's meeting on Yemen. Fresh Saudi strike leaves 5 Yemeni civilians dead. Yemen. The wanton disregard for the lives of civilians continues unabated. Who are the Houthis, and why are we at war with them? Iran condemns air raid on Yemeni wedding ceremony. UK pledges extra £50 million in aid to Yemen. Yemeni government closure of UN offices in Sana'a. Great danger. Britain speaks out as SaudiLed coalition strangles aid route into Yemen. KS relief makes a recreational trip for children recruited in Amran, Yemen. UK reiterates condemnation of Saudi blockade of Yemen. KS relief distributes food baskets on western coast. Yemen. Kuwait by your side. 2 years of continuous aid for Yemen. Iran condemns Saudi Arabia's massacre of Yemeni women. Iran intensified Saudi airstrikes. Sign of desperation. Iran condemns Saudi attacks on Yemeni civilians. Iran rebukes recent Saudi crimes against Yemen. Airstrike by SaudiLed coalition kills 10 women in Yemen. UK to send millions in emergency aid to Yemen. Saudis using starvation as a weapon, says Penny Mordaunt. Saudi Arabia told by UK minister to stop blocking Yemen aid in the last 7 days. Yemen. World's worst humanitarian crisis about to get worse again. Yemen. Human tragedy to receive more aid pledges. Development Secretary. SaudiLed coalition air raids killed 10 women in Yemen. Reports GCC fund adopts 10 development projects including Yemen. Rohingya. Iran strongly condemns Saudi attacks on Yemen.